was talking about the retired officer.
6:59.
Cool.
That guy works.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call of aldermen.
Alderman Hazel.
Here.
Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderwoman Pusa. Here. Alderman Bittner.
Here.
Alderman Randall.
Here.
Alderman Tyler.
Here.
Alderman Anthony.
Here.
Alderman Ovian.
Here.
Alderwoman Schaefer.
Here.
Alderman Dintelman.
Here.
Alderman Gah.
Here.
Alderwoman Steele.
Here.
Alderman Weigott.
Here.
Alderman Elmore.
Here.
Alderman Wiggington.
Here.
Alderman Barfield.
Here.
All 16 aldermen present. Roll call of department heads.
City Treasurer Hart.
Here.
City Attorney Horner.
Here.
Police Chief Bill Clay.
Here.
Fire Chief Tom Poor.
Here.
Finance Director Jamie Matrix. Here. City Engineer Tim Gregowitz.
Here.
Director of Maintenance Ken Vaughn. Human Resource Director Sherry Favre Salvatore. Here. Our soon-to-be-gone Director of Parks and Recreation Debbie Belleville. Here. Director of Public Works Jason Poole.
Here.
Director of Wastewater Royce Carlisle.
Here.
Interim Director of Residential and Commercial Development Services Anissa McCaskill. Here. Director of Library Leander Spearman.
Here. Kenny Vaughn is excused. He had a vacation day. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are able, if you would please stand and join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no public hearing this evening. I will announce that we will have a public hearing next Monday at 6:45 before the finance meeting, as we have to have it by law before we vote on the budget. So there will be a public hearing for that next Monday night at finance. Public participation. I'll be happy to open public participation. Is there anyone this evening that would like to address the council? Hearing none, I will close public participation. I think the meeting tonight is primarily in the form of presentations and recognitions, and that's both bittersweet. So we're going to start. The first thing I have the opportunity to do, no one's here from BASIC, I don't believe. Recognize the character word of the month, and the word is cooperation, working together in a peaceful way. And that is something we all need to remind ourselves. At this time, I'm going to ask all of you to focus on one of the three screens. CGI Video, this group, I got to meet them over a year ago when I was at a conference. My wife and I were actually in South Carolina the year I was president of the Illinois Municipal League, and we met this group. They were doing demonstrations, etc. And then the Illinois Municipal League used them to do a new video for the IML. So we inquired with them, met with them, the staff, and they do the videos that you're about to see free of charge to the city, but they have a host of Belleville businesses that ended up doing videos that are advertised, that they can use in different advertisements for their business. And so it was all done free to the city. I understood from several of the businesses that we're not looking at the business we're not looking at that tonight because they're still reviewing theirs. But I had several businesses stop me and tell me we are really pleased with our business video that we had done. So tonight I wanted you to see these. It'll take a few moments. It's going to take about 12 to 15 minutes, I believe, at the most for all of them. But I wanted you to see them first, City Council and those staff who are here, because they're going to start to be slowly released to see that we're going to show them to the chamber, and we're going to start talking about how we can use these videos in different departments and meetings and things to market the city. And I think there's some real possibilities here. So please, if we can turn the lights down, and Rich, if you want to go ahead and start, we'll take you through this this new video process that we're going to be releasing soon. Hello, my name is Mark Eckert. I have the privilege of serving as mayor of the city of Belleville, Illinois. We are the county seat for St. Clair County. We're the largest city south of Springfield, our state capital.
Belleville was founded in 1814, and in the years since has grown to include several historic districts. Today you'll see the Belleville flag flying over several of our buildings, which features a post horn that symbolizes both the early German settlers who came here, as well as the Belleville Philharmonic Orchestra, the second oldest continuous performing orchestra in the country. In addition to the gorgeous commercial and public buildings, Belleville is also home to many beautiful historic homes. Come visit Belleville and discover everything a wonderful city has to offer.
So we welcome you to our city. We hope you come visit. We hope you move here. We hope you think about bringing your business here. And we appreciate you taking the time to look at these videos and see what Belleville, Illinois has to offer. That's the introductory one.
With a variety of living options throughout the city, Belleville is a great place to call home. Because we're among America's oldest cities, you'll find entire neighborhoods filled with historic homes. Our city is over 200 years old and includes 3 local and 3 National Register historic districts. There are also 50 different neighborhood organizations that work together to make Belleville a pleasant and picturesque place to be.
We have a small town feel in Belleville, a small town atmosphere where you go places, you run into people you know, but then at the same time, we're close to a larger city. We have the amenities that St. Louis City has to offer.
Families with children will find our city especially appealing, with excellent area schools ranging from pre-K up through university level, located close to safe local neighborhoods. Belleville has a culturally diverse population of individuals and families. We're proud of our strong military presence, as well as our thriving community of baby boomers and retirees. With a central location, Belleville is just half an hour away from downtown St. Louis and minutes from rural farmland. There's something for everyone in Belleville.
With small businesses galore, Belleville has ample opportunity for enjoyment and to find the unique gift that you're looking for. We're fortunate that small businesses, as well as multinational corporations, have chosen Belleville for their home, and we look forward to your visit and your growth with our community.
Belleville's downtown is accentuated with beautiful streetscapes and unique historic architecture, with future renovations planned to make the area even more walkable and scenic. During the day, visitors and residents alike can take advantage of Belleville's local dining and shopping options. In the evening, the city has a thriving nightlife scene with bars, breweries, a theater, live music, and more.
This country is built on the back of small business. Brick and mortar stores, mom and pop stores, been in business for a long time, and this is what the city of Belleville is.
Being an agriculture business in a commercial retail environment is kind of unique, and the city's been great in working with us and providing exceptions to rules that would not apply to other commercial businesses. So that's really been making it easier for us to do business, and the community at large has been a great supporter of what we do.
Our city is home to several family-owned multinational corporations, including Belleville Shield, Eckert's, Hofbrau House, and 3 of the largest woman-owned businesses in the St. Louis area. One of our homegrown businesses, Rojo Promobile, was purchased by the investment group that also owns Ericsson, Saab, and a number of other international companies. Belleville always has room for new businesses too, with the longest main street not on a state highway in the entire United States. Whether small or large, new or existing, businesses thrive in Belleville. Belleville residents invest in their city, and in return the city invests right back in them. The city has put a significant amount of resources into improving its parks and trail system so that everyone can have beautiful spaces to enjoy all year round. Efforts have been made to make the downtown area as easily walkable as possible. Just park downtown and stroll through the bustling city center for great shopping, dining, and entertainment. Belleville also hosts several events throughout the year. Some of the biggest draws are the annual Art on the Square, a nationally ranked art show, chili cook-off, and an Oktoberfest that highlights Belleville's rich German heritage. All of these events are volunteer-driven, with residents donating their time and energy to ensure they have a great time.
Hi, welcome to Belleville, Illinois, home of one of the top-ranked art shows in the whole United States. A total of 63 pieces have been donated to the city through our Sculpture in the City program. We think they're fabulous, and we hope that you will come and visit all the sculpture pieces and take a tour of Belleville, Illinois Sculpture Tour.
The holidays are no exception, with parades during Christmas and St. Patrick's Day, and our Christ Kindle Mart, an authentic open-air German Christmas market on the square. Belleville is an amazing place to live, and it's only getting better thanks to the people who call the area home. The city of Belleville strives to be a place where residents can lead healthy, active lives. For those that love the great outdoors, the city is part of a program called Get Up and Go. This program promotes active lifestyles by highlighting local hiking and biking trails, along with many fitness events, including a marathon, a biathlon, the Tour de Belleville night bike ride, and 15 different 5Ks a year. The city's premier healthcare facility, Memorial Hospital, is the largest hospital in southern Illinois.
We are a community resource that was developed by community leaders many, many years ago to meet the healthcare needs of the community. I meet on a regular basis with the mayor. We talk about things that the city's doing. We talk about things that Memorial's doing, how we can work together on what the needs of the city are, and we're just very thankful for the relationship we have with the city.
Older residents are well served by the St. Paul Senior Community, a senior living facility with several programs and services, and the Esplanade Retirement Community at the National Shrine of Our Lady of the Snows, which has gained national attention for its Way of Lights Christmas exhibit. No matter what your age, there are healthy living options for everyone in Belleville. In Belleville, our residents' safety is one of our highest priorities. Our expertly trained police and fire departments work with residents to ensure that we're prepared for any occasion or emergency. The Belleville Fire Department was initially established in 1850 and today has 4 firehouses throughout Belleville.
We have a technical rescue team, we have a hazmat team, we have a water rescue team, we have a 10-person fire investigation unit. So day to day on the calls that we get, no matter where you are in town or what's going on, we have the capabilities to handle the situations that are going on.
Belleville's impressive Class 2 ISO rating is a result of the department's extensive training, its aggressive building plan reviews, and building inspection programs. The Belleville Police Department is one of the best trained police departments in the entire state. Several local officers are certified as crime scene technicians, and the department also has an exceptionally skilled tactical unit.
We deliver a lot of services to the men and women of this city and in the surrounding community. We are members of the Major Case Squad. We have lead homicide investigators. We have a host of things going.
Belleville's residents rest easy, knowing their city is safe and protected, thanks to our dedicated police and fire departments. Quality education is very important to us here in Belleville. With many families and students throughout the area, we're fortunate to be served by several exceptional public school districts.
We are proud to state that our district is a national district of character. We have 4 schools that are national schools of character and several others that are Illinois state schools of character. In addition to emphasis in the academic areas, we want to make sure that our students are good citizens as well. So we place a real strong emphasis in the area of values and making good choices and treating people in a respectful fashion.
There's a wide range of courses in math and science and social studies and foreign languages. So we feel very fortunate that we are able to provide so many courses that our students can benefit from.
Belleville is also home to Lindenwood University Belleville, a 33-acre campus located in the heart of the city. The university offers more than 20 undergraduate and graduate degree options and attracts students from all over the United States and globe. Students at Lindenwood University Belleville get a great education that's focused on creating real experiences and real success while they're not only a student, but after their time at the university too. This is an advantage for the region, as the university helps attract a diverse, talented, and educated workforce to fill employment demands. We're prepared our students for success.
One thing I want to really highlight is the relationship between Belleville and Scott Air Force Base. There's a 68-year anniversary this year of a civic organization known as the Bell Scott Committee. This is a community organization that brings together leaders from Scott Air Force Base and Belleville and the surrounding communities to find ways to improve the relationships and to improve the quality of life for the military members out there at Scott Air Force Base. Every year it culminates with an enlisted dinner where they bring several hundred enlisted members from Scott Air Force Base to a dinner paid for by the committee, and they honor the veterans, men and women who are active duty and the veterans going all the way back to World War II. It's a great place to live, great place to work, great place to retire.
Belleville honors the victims of 9/11, those who risked their lives to save others, with the September 11th Memorial Walkway of Southern Illinois. The memorial features a steel column weighing over 7,100 pounds from the fallen World Trade Center in New York. With great respect for our local military and veterans, we're proud to have the opportunity to support and partner with them every day in Belleville. Anybody can live in a community, but not everyone gets to reside within a true community. Our vast array of community organizations not only provide opportunities to give back, get involved, and come together, they create a sense of pride for our city and continue to help forge the community our residents are proud to call home. Doing better by working together. Community starts here.
That's it, Rich. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing these for the first time. You'll be seeing them at various locations in the next coming weeks and months ahead, but I think they turned out well. I thank the staff because almost all of my staff had to work with these people, providing information or places to film and cooperate, and I think they turned out pretty well. I think we know that we're responsible for getting the message out, and we got to take more of a role today in marketing the city. And I think this is a pretty short period of time here you got to see these, but there's a lot of good things going on in this town. There's far more good than we have challenging, and sometimes we just need to be reminded, and we certainly all need to do a little selling sometimes when it comes to promoting Belleville. So thank you for watching, and please help us as we keep promoting the city. The next thing under presentations or recognitions, I would like to read, and sometimes I stand out there, but I'm having a little sciatica problem that they're going to try to work on later in the week. So I'm going to sit right here. And my first proclamation tonight is to recognize the importance of esophageal cancer. So whereas esophageal cancer is among the deadliest of cancers, with fewer than 1 in 5 patients surviving 5 years, and whereas esophageal cancer has low survival rates due to, at least in part, to the fact that it is usually discovered at advanced stages when treatment outcomes are poor. And whereas esophageal cancer in the United States is most often associated with persistent heartburn and gastrointestinal reflux disease, GERD, yet many who are at risk are unaware of the potential danger GERD can present when it occurs over several months or a year. Whereas esophageal cancer can be a silent killer, with patients often unaware that the cough, hoarse voice, sore throat, or chest pain they suffer can be signs of GERD, and they are reasons to seek further consultation from their healthcare professional to rule out esophageal cancer. And whereas esophageal cancer can be prevented through early detection of its procure, Barrett's esophagus, which can be treated with new healing outpatient techniques. And whereas the Esophageal Cancer Action Network, ECAN, is working to improve public awareness of the link between heartburn and cancer and the supporters' progress in early detection and the treatment of esophageal cancer. And whereas esophageal cancer awareness, along with improvements in prevention, early detection, and treatment strategies, will enhance the health and the well-being of all Americans. Now therefore, I, Mark W. Eckert, Mayor of the City of Belleville, do hereby proclaim April 2019 Esophageal Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Belleville. I know that we all know a number of people who have experienced this horrible disease, and when I was asked to do it, I was happy to say that we would pause this evening to read this proclamation, because I know that there's some, even in this room, who've been touched by the effects of this terrible disease. So the big thing here is, so often, family and friends, when you see the warning signs, get help. Don't let it continue to where it is at the advanced stages. The next proclamation is a little happier, and this one we have had before, but I'm happy to do it again because the need doesn't go away, and the appreciation of what they do can't be said enough. Tonight we are also recognizing with the proclamation the AmeriCorps and Senior Corps agencies who volunteer and recruit volunteers. So at this time I want to read this proclamation. Whereas service to others is a hallmark of the American character and central to how we meet our challenges, and whereas the nation's cities are increasingly turning to national service and volunteerism as a cost-effective strategy to meet city needs, and whereas AmeriCorps and Senior Corps participants address the most pressing challenges facing our communities. They educate students for 21st century jobs. They fight the opioid epidemic. They respond to natural disasters, and support veterans and military families. And whereas AmeriCorps and Senior Corps participants serve in more than 50,000 locations across the country, bolstering the civic, neighborhood, and faith-based organizations that are so vital to our economic and social well-being. And whereas national service participants increase the impact of the organizations they serve, both through their direct service and by managing millions of additional volunteers. And whereas national service represents a unique public-private partnership that invests in community solutions and leverages non-federal resources to strengthen community impact and increase the return on taxpayer dollars. And whereas national service participants demonstrate commitment, dedication, and patriotism by making an intensive commitment to service, a commitment that remains with them in their future endeavors. And whereas the Corporation of National and Community Service shares a priority with local leaders nationwide to engage citizens, improve lives, and strengthen communities, and is joining with the National League of Cities and the National Association of Counties, Cities of Service, and local leaders across the country for National Service Recognition Day on April 2nd, 2019. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mark W. Eckert, Mayor of the City of Belleville, do hereby proclaim April 2nd, 2019 as National Service Recognition Day, and encourage residents to recognize the positive impact of national service in our city, to thank those who serve and find ways to give back to their communities. Jay Stokes is here tonight along with Cheryl Cronin. If they would come forward, I'd like to present this to them. They are the local leaders of our AmeriCorps program, and as you may or may not know, this city has supported and partnered with AmeriCorps since, what, 1994?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it was 1994. I had the distinct privilege at that time, I wasn't mayor, but I was the executive director of the Franklin Neighborhood Association, and I was one of two of us who went to Chicago because we had to attend a seminar to apply for the first AmeriCorps grant. And we were fortunate to get the first AmeriCorps grant in this area at Franklin neighborhood in partnership with Southwestern Illinois College. And they have been active in not only the Franklin neighborhood, but many 118 and other schools throughout the city of Belleville and the surrounding area. And they have done just tons of tutoring and mentoring and summer day camp. AmeriCorps was down this weekend on their recognition of their service day. They came and painted some more much needed paint job on our huts for the Chris Kindle market. And they're always there to volunteer, whether it be litter cleanups or no matter what the project. This group has been here since 1994, consistently supporting the city of Belleville, and as I'll say it one more time, and mentoring our youth. So Jay and Cheryl, we thank you. I thank you very much for your service and your continued to recruit, and we wish you well, and please let us know what we can do to continue our partnership.
Get us some summer camp counselors.
We need summer camp counselors. Okay, the next thing. Chief Clay, would you come forward? Or come to the microphone. And you're going to introduce our next guest for his outstanding citizen action. And then we'll call him forward.
Mr. Kimberly Hill. You know how the police are always talking about they want to have somebody that steps forward, that helps, that makes the phone call when something is going on. Well, this young man did exactly that, but he went beyond just making a phone call. And let me tell you just a little bit about it. On February 23rd, there was a robbery out at the Family Dollar at 4500 West Main. This young man, and I'm calling him a young man because I'm an old man, pulled onto the parking lot and he observed some suspicious behavior going on inside. He didn't just get out and stumble in, he watched and saw what was going on, and he made a phone call to the police department. And he advised us of what he had saw and what was going on. And what he was actually witnessing was a robbery taking place. So he watched from afar as an excellent, good witness. Now, most people stop at that point. I made my phone call, I let you know, I'm about my business. He didn't do that. He continued to surveil this subject, watched him. The person ran out of the store, ran away from the area, and he didn't stop there. He followed him, surveilled him, watched him, and he continued to give information, clothing descriptions and so forth of this individual to the responding units. Because of him, because of his actions, the police were not too far away, but a couple minutes mattered. But he gave them that information. They were able to locate the subject. They took him into custody. They got the money back. They got the property back. And it's all because of this young man. He did that for us. And these are the kinds of citizens, this is the kind of cooperation that you need between the police and its citizenry. As you know, I always tell you guys, we cannot do it by ourselves. It takes this community. And this gentleman did exactly that. He stepped up, he helped his fellow person in need, he did the smart thing, he didn't endanger himself, but he made sure he gave us that information we needed. So we're here tonight to just recognize his deed, and I want to present him with a little certificate there for you to step down here. I'll let you guys take a look at it, and then I'll just read it. It's a commendation for his actions. And Official commendation for outstanding citizen action to Mr. Kimberly Hill on Saturday, February 23rd, 2019. Kimberly Hill displayed great courage, attentiveness, and diligence when observing and reporting an armed robbery in progress. Kimberly Hill's courageous actions contributed to the apprehension of an extremely dangerous offender and reflect great credit upon himself and the city of Belleville. So,
the next recognition is kind of what I would say is a bittersweet. Debbie, come on up. Debbie Belleville has been a faithful and outstanding employee of the city of Belleville for 34 years. And on April 12th, is that right? I got so many dates of retirement that I get from all of you, many of you, that I'm getting them mixed up. But Debbie has decided that it has been a good run, and it's time to shift gears and enjoy family and grandbabies and parents and husbands and all kinds of things that she's been reminded of in recent months how important they are in life. But Debbie has brought to us for 34 years not only a talent that, so many different talents of organizing and promoting and motivating volunteers. Because the Parks Department has an awful lot of volunteers along with the staff. We expect a lot of the staff, but the Parks Department has been very good about getting a lot of volunteer support. And she's done that. The last 6 years of this 34, Debbie, for many years she was the assistant director, but for the last 6, she's been the director. And from 1985 to 2019, so I'm just going to read through this one more time here. Presented this plaque as a small token of our appreciation to Debbie Belleville in grateful appreciation for 34 years of dedicated service to the city of Belleville, Parks and Recreation Department, and for serving the past 6 years as director, 1985 to 2019. Debbie, words can't really put together our appreciation to you. We're going to miss you, but we're happy for you. And you and I talked about this on and off for a couple of years. And even a couple of years ago at times, Debbie got a little teary-eyed thinking about it, but I'm happy for you, and we appreciate you.
I get emotional, everybody knows that. I feel lucky, my hometown, to serve Parks and Recreation for all these years. I've only worked in Belleville. It's been a great career for me, and you all supported me greatly, and I appreciate it.
It's great to see your parents here tonight, Debbie. They've been strong supporters of all the different programs, whether it be Whitey Herzog or all the things over the years. Your mom and dad have been there supporting Belleville, like so many of your family and friends. So again, on behalf of the staff, you got a few more days. We're not done totally counting on you yet, but we will allow you to kind of wind down and enjoy these few days. And that plaque, can't say enough about how much we do appreciate your service to Belleville. You're going to go down as one of those who gave her all. Okay, now we get to the meeting. I'd ask for a motion to approve the City Council meeting minutes of March 18, 2019, and March 26, 2019, and the executive session minutes of March 18, 2019. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Wiggington, second by Randall. Any additions or corrections? All in favor of receiving those 3 sets of meeting minutes as presented and having them filed signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is the claims, payroll, and disbursements. I'd ask for a motion to approve the claims and disbursements in the amount of $8 million. Wow, is that right? Huh? Okay, but the first item here,
We'll look at it.
8 million is correct? Oh my goodness. Where's that defibrillator? Sheesh, $8,171,742.78, and the payroll in the amount of $849,266.64. Oh, we got payment in there to the schools from the TIF. That answers almost $5 million of payment. Okay, I'm feeling a little better. There's some annual stuff in there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me pause, and I'm sorry I didn't read this this afternoon. I could have had the pause in my office. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to approve the claims and the disbursements and payroll. Shelley Schaefer, Alderman Kinsella, and Alderman Schaefer. Motion is second. Any additions or corrections or questions about those numbers? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Aye. Bittner. Aye. Randall. Aye. Tyler. Aye. Anthony. Aye. Ovian. Aye. Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Aye. Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wiggington.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Motion carries. Treasurer's report, February 2019, and a statement of cash and investment report, February 2019. What's your pleasure? Motion by Schaefer, second by Gah. Any discussion on these reports? All in favor of receiving and filing for audit signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We go to communications. Is there any problem with reading these together?
Read them as a group.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
12A, inflatable pub crawl, 4/6/2019. Request from multiple bars to have an inflatable pub crawl to benefit Cub Scouts. No city services requested. 12B, Margarita Cinco de Mayo, 5/4/2019. Request from Belleville Main Street and Margaritas requesting use of 2 parking spaces on the city-owned lot behind Margaritas for a beer trailer. The trailer is only to be used for beer storage during the weekend of Thursday, May 3rd to Monday, May 6th. No beer served directly out of the trailer. 12C, Spring Dog Stroll through Historic District, 5/11/2019. Request from the Belleville Animal Clinic and Belleville Historical Society to hold a spring dog stroll through the Historic District on Saturday, May 11, 2019, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. No street closures. Additional requests for street sweeping. 12D, I-9 Shriners Circus Days Parade, 5/31/2019. Request from the I-9 Shriners to hold their Circus Days Parade Friday, May 31st, 2019, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Street closure request. Staging areas 3 p.m. North 3rd Street between West Main Street North Side and West A Street South Side. 5 p.m. North 3rd Street from West A Street North Side to West F Street South Side. 5 p.m. West C Street from North 2nd Street West Side to North 4th Street rear East Side. 7:30 p.m. rolling closure along Parade Route North 3rd Street to West A Street to South 6th Street to West Washington Street to South 3rd Street to Main Street east to Douglas Avenue. All streets open 11 p.m. Viewing stand to be placed on the southeast quadrant of the public square. Additional requests for police personnel, fire personnel, no parking signs, barricades, trash toters, electrical panels, and cleanup of parade route. Memorial Hospital Employee 5K, 9/7/2019. Request from Memorial Hospital to hold their annual 5K run walk Saturday, September 7, 2019, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. starting and ending at Memorial Hospital. Additional request for 1 police officer for intersection on Royal Heights Road in Maryknoll.
Do I hear a motion to approve all those requests? Alderman Steele, second by Alderman Pusa. This is, most of them are repeats, and there are some of the many communications that have come before us each year. Huh? Shriners is a new route because of Main Street being tore up from 6th to 17th. And that could be 2 years that we have to do this possibly. So we have a,
I just have a question, just in case somebody asks, what is an inflatable pub crawl? If anybody can explain, like, I didn't see that on any of the
Well, I
paperwork.
just asked the city attorney for
So
that.
they, it's
That's-
a pub crawl, they just take, it's almost like swimming pool inflatables.
Okay,
And they walk around with
Okay.
inflatable pool stuff.
Yeah, kind of like a onesie bar
Yeah.
crawl, but it's with inflatables.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or some of them wear those
okay,
wings.
Yeah,
or
little
Yeah,
water
okay.
wings, yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
That means you probably should be having somebody take you home by the time
Yeah.
you need the water wings. Okay,
So there's no inflatable pubs?
No.
we have a motion and a second. We haven't voted yet, right?
Correct.
Any other questions? All in favor of approving these communications signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We now go, there's no petitions, there's no resolutions, and there's no ordinances. This hasn't happened much to me, and I don't know when, so this is very unusual. Miscellaneous and new business, we have a motor fuel claims in the amount of $22,442.41. What's your pleasure? Alderman Diddleman and Alderman Schaefer, motion and second. Any questions on the motor fuel claims? Roll call.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa. Bittner. Randall. Tyler. Anthony. Ovian. Schaefer.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Gah.
Aye.
Steele. Wygant.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wigginton.
Aye.
Barfield.
Aye.
Hazel.
Motion carries. If there's no other business, we have nothing for executive session tonight. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Roger Wigington, second by Kent Randall. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? You may stay.